Welcome to Gunwerks Long Range University. We have the privilege of training hundreds of clients every year, accompanying them both in training and in the field. We have the joy of witnessing triumphs, but we also share in the heartbreak of missed shots. Each miss provides a learning opportunity, and often the simplest mistakes are the ones that hurt the most. So let's look at correcting the top 5 basic mistakes hunters make under pressure. Coming in at number 3 is cant. Now, cant occurs when the vertical axis of the crosshair is not parallel to the force of gravity, or if the scope is not mounted correctly on the rifle, so the vertical axis of the crosshair does not bisect the action. Now, cant, especially at longer ranges, results in a windage error, and most shooters, when they shoot with cant, if they miss, they just assume they made a bad wind call, but really the culprit's cant. Now, in the field, a bubble level is a critical piece of gear that helps you make sure that you do not have any cant in your shooting position. So if we look at the illustration we have here, this represents the rifle looking from the back. So I've got my bore where the bullet gets launched, and then a couple inches above that I have my crosshairs. And if you notice right here, where I have a level bubble, the vertical axis of the crosshair is parallel to the vertical axis of gravity. So when we fire a bullet, it starts here, looking from the back, launches it way up here, then gravity takes it and brings it straight back, and it impacts right there. Now, when I take the same scenario, but I introduce some cant into the rifle, so that the vertical axis of the crosshair is no longer parallel with the force of gravity. Now when we launch a bullet, I'm launching it up at an angle to the right, gravity takes it down, and I end up with an impact to the right. Now let's check out these live fire results. Today we're set up at 840 yards, and we have minimal wind. First shot I'm gonna fire is gonna be with the bubble level. All right, that shot impacted fairly center on the target. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate that rifle clockwise, and what that's gonna do is that's gonna bury that bubble on the left side of the bubble level. So as you just saw, that shot impacted to the right because the rifle was canted to the right and the bubble was buried on the left side. Next, we're gonna rotate that rifle the opposite direction. We're gonna rotate it counterclockwise, which is gonna bury that bubble on the right side of the bubble level. All right, so as you just saw, that shot impacted to the left. The rifle was rotated counterclockwise, therefore the bubble was on the right side of the bubble level, and it resulted in that left impact. So as you just saw from these results, a bubble level is a critical piece of gear in the mountains, and really for any shooting at all. When you're working in the mountains especially, very rarely is that horizon line level. In fact, it's probably not even visible in your scope. And the ground that you're standing on, which gives you a perception of what's level, that's not level. And when I put my face down on the gun, I have to tilt my head slightly to get my chin out of the way so my eyeballs aren't level. So get a bubble level and make it a habit of checking it for every shot in the field. So join us on the next video where we talk about number 2 on our list of simple mistakes that cause heartbreaking misses in the field. For more shooting tips, check out gunwerks.com or join us at the Long Range University. In our Long Range University courses, we really go into depth on all these aspects that are related to getting good impacts in the field.